The World Wrestling Federation. For over 50 years, the revolutionary force in sports entertainment.
Woo! Yeah! The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Money isn't everything. It's the only thing. And everyone has a price for the $1 Million Man. Shove that control into a nosedive, Hulk Hogan. Will you stop?
All right, let's go over to Sean Mooney.
And what's you gonna do when Hulkamania destroy you?
It is the Retro Roundtable, people. Retro Roundtable Extra with your boy, the one man with no Instagram, Kinny Killa, bringing you always the nostalgia hit once a month on a Saturday. But it looks like we're doing it 2 weeks in a row, because last week we did the Retro Roundtable 80s and 90s movies, and now, because of popular demand, we are doing Retro Roundtable Extra on anime. Now, today I have one of my greatest guests on the show who loves anime almost as much as I do. It is none other than the Butcher69, Mr. Dave Gillam. How are you doing, Dave?
I am super, and thank you for having me on this. My appetite is wet.
Hey man, as soon as you guys mentioned last week on the show that you know, we should do an anime show, I was like hot on that straight away. I was like, yeah, fuck this, we're doing this shit. We are gonna hit some niche shit again. So as always, you know, I have to turn to the people that also have similar interests to me, and you are one of them. Hopefully we get James Beaumont on later. He jumps on the show, but nevertheless, I've thrown the net out far and wide to all my other anime friends. So I've got their top fives as well, so we'll be able to talk about that. So we're gonna do, you know, anime top fives. Then we'll do some honorable mentions, and then we'll talk a little bit about what anime we are currently watching at the moment, if any. So, Dave, yeah. So how's your weekend? Well, your Easter been so far?
Overrun by children. Overrun by children. Can I eat eggs? Can I eat eggs? Can I eat eggs? No, that's Sunday. That's Sunday. Can I eat eggs? Can I eat eggs? I can eat chocolate any other day, but can I eat eggs today? No, you can't.
Tis the way. I mean, well, you know, it's Easter in it, so they're gonna be bugging you. They've probably eaten tons of Easter eggs already at school or at, you know, nursery or whatever, and it's just like they're still waiting for the Sunday to happen. It's like you've already eaten so many Easter eggs. It's not even Easter yet. Right?
That's it.
You can at least hold on till Sunday.
That's it.
Oh man. Right, let's kick into the show. Retro Roundtable Extra, episode 19. Make sure you check out our website, the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast. Obviously, Sunday Segue podcast.wix.com/Sunday Segue. Also, check us out on Twitter. That's at Sunday Segue. Segue spelled SEGUE. You can follow me at Kinny Killa. Killa spelled KILLA. Make sure you like us on Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can listen to us on iTunes, Podomatic, Stitcher, and don't forget to download that Double Twist player. Right, quick shout out to Jason Clarkson and Squeak. That's right, the YouTube gaming show. Make sure you check that out on a Monday 6 p.m. I was on the last episode, so check that out. Segheads. Right, let's kick straight into it, Dave. Let's kick into it. We'll do our fives first. We won't run through the whole list because we've got some time on our hands, so we'll do our fives first. All right, so
yeah,
what's at your number 5?
My number 5. Well, this is difficult. It was for me. Like, I mean, my old childhood was basically surrounded by anime. So I think I've got to go with the great series, Mysterious Cities of Gold.
Mysterious Cities of Gold. See, now this is the thing, because with this show, all right, a lot of people are they put this either in, you know, one or a couple of categories. Some people say it's anime, some people say it's cartoons, you know, but it's whatever you feel it is. So to you, it's an anime. So why is this this number 5 for you?
I think it's just, you know, it was a big part of my childhood. You know, a group of children searching out for that, you know, that mysterious place, and it was just the adventures they went on, you know, it was almost like a mixture of future and that present day. You know, it had everything. It had aliens in it, and Aztec warriors and big golden condors and lava and volcanic eruptions and yes, mysterious cities of gold. It was fantastic. It was just it was brilliant.
Mysterious Cities of Gold, man. And the theme song was quite it's quite interesting as well. It's quite catchy.
Yeah. Well, it was like we were talking about last week when I was on about soundtracks.
Mhm.
You know, you were very much in touch. Sometimes it was the theme tune of the series that drew you to the series. Theme tunes used to be like 3 minutes long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was brilliant.
Oh man. Right, let's go for my 5. My number 5 is Dragon Ball Z. Now, the Dragon Ball Z for me, again, growing up where I grew up, and I didn't have Sky, or I didn't have the chip box cable, I didn't have none of that stuff. So I was straight terrestrial TV. So I didn't get no Cartoon Network. I didn't get no Dragon Ball Z. So I got into Dragon Ball Z pretty late, growing up. And I got into it probably in my late teens. And, you had everyone else talking about it and stuff. I'm like, what is this thing? Who's Goku? Who's Vegeta? What is this thing? And after watching it, I was just hooked, man. And because obviously I was so far behind, I had the luxury of just watching hours and hours and hours of Dragon Ball Z, I mean, from the get-go, you have Goku being the main character, and this rivalry straight away with Vegeta spanning pretty much all of the Dragon Balls, like Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball GT, and all of them spanning across that time. And that rivalry has spearheaded so much different things, from the first turning into this, Super Saiyan against Frieza, and how that affected, Vegeta. And I just love the way how Vegeta, he never calls him Goku. He's always Kakarot. Kakarot, I hate you, Kakarot. And then even like Vegeta, the fact that he's meant to be this hardened, Saiyan, the prince of the Saiyan race, and all of a sudden he's with Bulma, he's with Bulma, and he has a child, in Trunks, and even all of that when Trunks and Gohan and all of that things started happening, and Piccolo was a bad guy, then he turned to a good guy, and heel and a face and stuff. It was, it was pretty interesting, and putting it into sagas for me was great. The whole saga thing, I
think it was something like, wasn't it? It's like 291 episodes spanned across 17 sagas.
Something like that.
And I think they were broken down into 5 separate series or something, 4 to 5 separate series or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was awesome. I mean, and I'm proud to say that I've seen every single episode from Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z to Dragon Ball GT.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen every episode, and it's what can you say other than perfection? You use that term quite often, perfection personified, and it is.
It is.
It just is. It just everything about it, the artwork. I mean, I've got a few on DVD, and they cost me an arm and a leg because you couldn't get them in this country. You had to import them, and then you have the import tax and everything. But you've got them, And like I say, the artwork itself is just phenomenal. The old and the great moves. Forget Hadouken. It's all about the Ka Me Awesome. Enough said. Best saga though was the Cell saga.
Oh yeah, the Cell saga, because that went so long, and you just thought, are these guys gonna be able to defeat this guy? Like, is this gonna be able to happen? And I just thought, even the part where you're just thinking, okay, who's gonna do this? Who, is it gonna be Gohan? Is it going to be Goku? Goku gets ill. It's like all these different things, man. Even like the Boo saga, you thought, how the hell is anyone going to kill Boo? And then all of a sudden you got the fusion. He
just manifested himself with everything he touched, didn't he? He absorbed everything and everyone's power. And then when you thought you killed him, he was like ectoplasm.
And he's
going
going
back together.
It's going after the androids, and you're like, no, no,
Yeah.
come on, just leave them. Don't get them. If he gets one, it's cool. We can still kill him, but he just gets all of them, and it's all over.
Awesome.
Yeah, amazing. All right, give me your number 4.
My number 4 is... Oh, see, I toyed between this. I put 2 down. This was difficult for me. Again, it was another series, and it was Ulysses 31.
See, that's the thing. Ulysses is exactly like the same with
Yeah.
the Mysterious Cities of Ghosts. Like, people either say it's a cartoon or it's an anime, but for you, it's an anime. So again, why Ulysses?
Space, the final frontier. Well, it was about gods, you know what I mean? And that's what it was. It was about gods, and everyone's interested in Zeus and the Mount of Olympus, and you know, if you're in school, you have to be interested, or you know, show a slight interest in it. But this was based in space, and they had spaceships and light swords and guns, and the soundtrack was awesome. Again, soundtracks. I'm obsessed with soundtracks, Kenny. Help me. It was just fantastic. It had everything. You know, it's the story of a father with his kids, and they search out to save a civilization that had been abducted and put to sleep by the gods, because Ulysses didn't want to do his bidding, so he punished Ulysses by, you know what I mean, putting all these people to sleep, and it's a fight of one man against the gods, and it's ace, absolute ace.
Ulysses on the 4. All right, my number 4 is see, this is the thing with some of the anime that's going to come up. Not a lot of people may have not, you know, watched them, but that's the great thing about talking about, because now people are going to go and look out for these and try and watch them. So my number 4 is Kenichi, the world's greatest disciple. Now, this anime, for me, now I love all different types of anime. I'm a guy who likes martial arts, who likes superpowers, and I like, you know, some funny stuff. All right. Now, Kenichi was so funny and so great. Now, Kenichi is just a guy who, you know, is just a normal kid who wants to become like the best at karate all of a sudden. He wants to be the greatest martial artist ever, and he's determined to do it. But he's this little wimpy kid, and he meets this girl in school who happens to have like all these masters as her as her mentors, and she's like great at martial arts. And then all of a sudden, he tells her that, you know, he wants to be this greatest like martial artist and stuff. So she brings him to the dojo, and he begs and pleads all of them to try and teach him, you know. And he always finds it hard to learn all of these things. And all of a sudden, subconsciously, he starts learning all of these skills. A lot of funny things happening along the way. They have to then fight against all these other dojos who have their greatest disciples, and it's just hilarious and it's great. Kenichi, the world's greatest disciple. Anyone, please make sure you try and watch that. I got it on DVD. Anyone wants to borrow it, anyone in Bristol, anyone who wants to borrow it, holler at your boy and I will let you borrow it, because for me, this is some funny shit, man. I love those ones where they're wimpy kids and then they go through this training and then all of a sudden, you know, they have all of these skills, and it's, you know, it's great. It's great. Almost like school on school kind of stuff, you know. So yeah, I love that stuff. Dave, give me your number 3.
Number 3, 1988 classic Akira.
Oh, nice. Tatsuo!
Cinematic genius. Even to this day, when you watch it, and I watched it last week, you watch it and you just think, they were putting this stuff out in the late 80s, but with respect to anime, it looks a hell of a lot better than some of the stuff they're putting out today. You know, the story is it's about a Japanese government that drops an atomic bomb on Tokyo, and then it goes on, and it's weird, it's 2019, 31 years after they dropped that bomb. and everything is just it's almost like techno. It's just outrageous. But it's just like the special effects and everything in it. It's awesome. I mean, I think it was originally done by, what was his name? There wasn't the guy's name in it. Shotaro Kaneda, I think, something like that.
Something like that.
And then I think he had a good friend. He had his friend with him, Tetsuo.
Yeah, Tetsuo.
Yeah, Tetsuo. It was amazing. And I mean, I got memorabilia of it, and from the early 90s. But the one thing that just keeps evading me, and I can't pay over £1,000.
Yeah.
It's the bike.
Oh yeah, the red bike. Come on, everyone's had that poster, every anime fan has had that poster up on their wall.
I want to know why someone like Ducati or Honda or Yamaha has not made that bike.
Oh, dude.
It's just superb. It's honestly, I mean, and you still speak to people today, and it's weird how like you say, people aren't familiar with anime. You hear a lot of people today say they would love to relive their childhood, in all the stuff we were blessed with, cartoons especially. But anime never goes away. Yeah. It's an evolution on itself. It just keeps evolving and evolving and evolving. But the classics will always be the classics, and they're never forgotten.
It's one of those things where it's just like this. I think this one will live, in memory for all anime fans for a very, very long time. I mean, if not forever. It's great, man. It's great. It's absolutely great.
Who was the director? Was it Cat?
I don't know.
Wasn't it Otomo or something like that? I think his surname was.
I'm not sure.
Otomo, something like that comes into my mind.
Anyone
knows, tweet it, man. Tweet it. I want to know.
At Sunday Segue, please tweet it, or at Kinny Killa. Make sure you do that. Okay, right, great. Everyone that's been putting messages out on the Facebook thread I've put out, which is great, giving me their top fives. Thank you very much, everybody. I will name you all in a minute when we go down at the end in the second half of the show. Okay, so where are we? We at number three. For myself. Now, number 3 is none other than Hajime no Ippo, which is Japanese for fighting spirit. This anime, I don't know how I even managed to buck upon this anime. I think it was a time where I had watched all the things that I was watching, and I decided to kind of go through some stuff and give it the one episode look. And Hajime no Ippo is a boxing anime, okay? It's a sport anime. Now, I wasn't really into sport anime. You've got Yakuza 11, like, you got all of those things, all of those kind of animes that's out there. I decided to give it a watch, and it's about this guy, Ippo, who, again, is, a weak kind of kid at school, gets bullied and stuff. And as he's getting bullied and beaten up, underneath a footpath, he manages to encounter the Japanese middleweight champion on his training run, and the Japanese heavyweight champion manages to see this bullying happening, and he kind of stops it, and he goes, and then Ippo was like, I want to be a boxer after this. He's like, this guy, look at him, I want to be a boxer, and Takamura, his name is. He's like, no, I'm not. I don't want to train you. Then all of a sudden, Ippo goes to his gym. He asks him why he wants to be a boxer. He says because he wants to be strong, and he uses this throughout the whole season about why he wants to, become a boxer. He uses it as motivation. So he starts to then train, and he looks out of sorts. The trainer decides, okay, just punch the punch bag, and he's punching it all feebly. And all of a sudden, he throws one massive punch, and the punch bag goes flying, and everyone's like, whoa, this guy's got natural talent. Now, also, within this gym is another up and coming guy called Mayata, I believe his name is, and he is like 5-0 or something, and he's a very, very, very fast rookie. And they decide to go for a sparring match, and Ippo gets the better of him. Now, this is the beginning of the rivalry between these two, and the beginning of Ippo's great journey to becoming Japanese featherweight champion. It's amazing. He's got the names for all the punches and stuff, and the way they do the little slow-mos of the punches to make it like it's a special move, like they do in the martial arts one. It's amazing. The punch, the terms that they use, like the gazelle punch, which is like this down uppercut punch, and you got the Dempsey roll, which is his which is talking about Jack Dempsey, the boxer, and is the famous Dempsey roll, which is one of his finishing moves. It's great. Check it out, please. I know a lot of people may not be into sport anime, but give it a watch. Again, if anyone wants to borrow this shit, let me know in Bristol, and I will let you have it so you can borrow it. Make sure I get it bloody back. Right. So that's the number 3. Number 2. Dave.
Aye, this is another one I could be pulled on, but I've researched this, and it came from. It was originally done by an anime director that worked on Akira, so this is 100% done well within the anime circuit, and it's Transformers the movie.
Wow.
It came from, I think there was spanned the original series, G1 series, spanned 7 series, of which then it went over to, I think it was a Takahata series, and all this spammed into that. Transformers the movie.
Transformers the movie.
Transformers the movie. Where do I start? This film, every time I watch it, it gives you that. It takes you back to, we're all happy today, don't get me wrong, but it takes you back to that part of your life where nothing else mattered other than them things that you used to pull out your wardrobe out the box and go into your own little universe in your own bubble. And for me, that was Transformers. I was obsessed to the point where I'm still obsessed now. Well, to have nearly an 8-foot wall spamming nearly 9 shelves full of Transformers. I watch it. I must watch it once a month. That's how bad I am with it. But it's just, it pains me when I see people like Michael Bay ruining. I mean, people say, no, it's not ruining. He's recreating something for the new generation. No. That's not how you recreate for a new generation. The only thing you have to do for a new generation is show them the old. That's all you have to do. It brings tears to my eyes. I watch it and it's just awesome. I mean, from dialogue to the scripting. Again, I'm going to mention that elusive thing that I'm obsessed with, soundtrack. People like Whitehorse, Stan Bush doing Dare. You got the touch. That one. Great characters. None of this horrible things you see in the new films. The original characters of Bumblebee, Optimus Prime, Megatron kicks the shit out of Cliffjumper, Ironhide, and Starscream's still awesome, even though he gets messed up. Unicron. I'm obsessed.
Unicron.
I'm obsessed.
See, I wasn't much of a Transformers fan. I don't know why, but I mean, I think some people have there's two kind of forms of those kind of shows, and some people like one or the other. It tends to kind of be like that. You're either your Transformers or your Voltron, or you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like
Robotech.
Yeah,
Robotech was the one,
yeah. I know those. You know, your
Gundam.
Yeah, it's weird.
I think they all kind of spammed though from that one place, didn't they?
Yeah.
And it's just like, what is that? I mean, I'm gonna have to research this shit after, man. Seriously, I'm gonna have to find out which is the oldest.
Which is the oldest one? Yeah.
Oldest franchise in robots. I'm gonna have to. Because one of them, Transformers, either was the original, and they spammed from that because Transformers is quite old. You're talking possibly. I think it was the very first episode aired in 1983, I think, but I think there's anime ones older than that. Yeah, man, but I'm pretty anal when it comes to me Transformers. Like, I mean, I'm at my episode in Step Brothers when he touches his drumsticks.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I will walk into my room and I will fucking know. I'm not even joking. There must be over 2,500 Transformers in this room, and I will know if one's been moved.
I've moved out of place. Oh god.
Dude, my room's like Fort Knox. I got Spidey sense, man. I know when someone's in there.
The kids better not even try and get in there. Right. My number 2 is Street Fighter, the animated movie. Now, again, as a kid growing up, Street Fighter, you know, the computer game was my thing. You know, many a times these thumbs had blisters galore on them. You know, I mean, from doing Hadouken too much. You know. But man, when I found out that there was an anime of this, that was it. I was in love. Straight away, I had to get this. I had this on video, or I borrowed it from a friend who had it on video. And I could not stop watching this. I could not stop watching this. You obviously know Ken and Ryu are going to be, you know, it's all going to be about them, but it's the way that they do it. And Bison, you know, he you know, takes over Ken's mind, and you know there's gonna be a fight coming. I mean, it's even before that when you first see Ken and he's fighting off against T-Hawk in the fucking alley. You're like, fuck, yes, this is what I'm talking about. And you got Ryu fighting Fei Long in, oh my god, you got Daozin facing off against E Honda. Vega when he fucks up Chun-Li, I was like, yo, why is this so graphic? What is going on? And you know, Gaio looking after Chun-Li, it had so much different fun bits. And then when he's trying to get Ken to snap out of it, and the double Hadouken, it's just everything, man. It's just everything. And then again, if people want to watch a elongated kind of series of it, Street Fighter V, right? Again, Street Fighter V, the series of that, I've got that on DVD. If anyone wants to borrow that again, holler at your boy. Street Fighter, the animated movie, bang on. Right, time for the number ones before. Okay, so go for it, Dave.
You've already said it once, but I'm going to have to say it because another series I was obsessed with was Dragon Ball Z.
Yep.
And you know, I tossed and I turned. Oh, I didn't have a sleepless night over it, believe me, but I'll make it sound like I did. I'm so tired. This was between Transformers and this, but this just topped it for me. It was just based on. It just looks so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, you know, character basis. I mean, it had comedy. You know what I mean? It had humor in it, from multiple characters. You know what I mean? You started with, I think the originals in it were, obviously Goku was the original character from the original Dragon Ball. And then I think the original first few characters that came into it were Vegeta, Krillin, I think was one of the originals.
Into what, sorry, in Dragon Ball?
Dragon Ball, just evolving into Dragon Ball Z. Goku was the original one with the red, he took on the Red Army, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right, yeah. And you had Piccolo.
Yeah.
When he first encountered Piccolo, Bulma was one of the first as well. Obviously, Master Roshi.
Yeah. You want your turn off.
Master Roshi. Who else did you have that started? I mean, Bulma was a massive part in it. She was a massive part because Goku and Bulma were good friends from the get-go, really. So yeah, and Krillin, you know, they started out as enemies in a way, and then Master Roshi obviously decided to train both of them. But man, that's a good number one, man.
It was. I mean, it was the only number one I could pick.
Yeah.
It just was. I mean, I mean, and it's still spamming today. I mean, the new series went into production in Japan in July 2015. Called, I think it was Super Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball Z Super.
And the feature length movies that it's had, that it's introduced new characters, which is my favorite one is Broly. Broly is like the Arnold Schwarzenegger of Dragon Ball Z. Who they basically, he's like the ultimate Saiyan, wasn't he? The ultimate Super Saiyan. They said he was. Like you say, we talk about Dragon Ball Z, and every corner you took, there was something different. Do you know what I mean? Even Transformers got to a point in its life, or its successful life, should I say, which was G1, the G1 series, of almost getting to a point where you couldn't do a lot more with it. But Dragon Ball I don't think it's ever encountered that. It was always giving you new characters, a new story to turn to, different, transformations. I mean, how many Super Saiyan transformations were there?
Oh,
one.
What's that fusion? Oh, how many Super Saiyan transformations? I think if you include Dragon Ball GT, I believe 5.
I think it was 5, wasn't it? I think it was 5.
I believe 5. 4
there
or
was
5.
the one with the spiky hair. Then his hair went long. That was 2.
Yeah.
3, I think, was
hair was even longer. I think
hair was even longer to the floor.
Yeah.
I think the 4 was.
The 4 was when.
Wasn't it when they went together?
No, the 4. Wasn't the 4? Someone probably please tweet and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure 4 was when he did turn into the monkey before he went into 5, which was when he had the red body and the black black hair. Someone has to tweet and write in the comments if you can, wherever this is on the YouTube version or the Podomatic version, but make sure you write it in and correct me please if I'm wrong. Right.
Who was your favorite character though? Without, obviously we're both going to say Goku.
Yeah.
But
excluding
other than Goku.
Other than Goku, I think I like Vegeta. I liked Vegeta. I just liked the up and downness of Vegeta. I mean, but they're all I always had my couple of favorites. I liked Yamcha just because of the way Yamcha and Bulma always were kind of carrying on with each other. It has to be Vegeta for me.
I think I would have to go with. I just think they cracked me up. I'm gonna cheat here, because it was the transformation of Baby Trunks and Goten.
Oh yeah.
When they transformed, is it when they
Gotenks? No. Was it Gotenks?
Gotenks.
Yeah.
Gotenks. I just loved them because they were just the cockiest. It was just awesome. I just remember that one. I think they went into like the time chamber.
Yeah.
And they were taking on Majin Buu in the time chamber.
Yeah.
And Majin Buu's just spawned all them like the little ghosts.
That's the one, yeah.
And they're kicking the shit out of these ghosts. And then Majin Buu just basically, one of them, I think they roundhouse kicked Buu in the head. And he turns around and he just smiles at him, and then his face changes, and they just go, "Oh shit!"
they were a laugh.
Awesome.
They were funny, man. Right, my number one is very easy because if people know me, right, I harp on about this anime a lot. My number one is Fist of the North Star. Right now, Fist of the North Star. If you haven't watched this ever, I don't know where you've been. Okay, I really don't know where you've been. Fist of the North Star is about a guy called Kenshiro who he learns Hokuto Shinken from his father Ryukin, at their famous dojo with their brother Rao and Jagi and what's the other one? Rao, Jagi, and Toki. Toki, okay? But we don't learn about Toki really until later on in the series. But we have Rao, and we're talking about the movie now, okay? We have Fist of the North Star, and we have which is Hokuto Shinken. You got Fist of the South Star, which is his Hokuto no Ken, and Shin is the leader of that one, and they're best friends. They get into it because of one woman and one woman only, the great Yulia, who is Kenshiro's missus. Shin tries to take his missus. He prevails. Fist of the North Star, Fist of the South Star are not meant to fight each other because all catastrophe could happen. They end up getting into it. Kenshiro ends up coming on worst off. Very graphic scenes. Shin puts his fingers into Kenshiro, marking out the North Star symbol, and then leaves him for dead. Rao and Jaggy who are Ken's brothers, come to find him injured, and they decide to throw him off the cliff. Then we get into it with Bart and Lin, these two kids who are looking out for each other. They get into it with some kind of renegades. All of a sudden, Lin is a mute. All of a sudden, she sends some kind of signal, and it's just Ken comes from nowhere, and he fucks these guys up. He fucks these guys up. Anybody knows or should know about the 100 crack fists. So yeah, I mean, that I just fell in love with it straight away, which led me to then go and purchase the 152 episode series from China in this brilliant box set. Jamji, you know who you are. I need my box set back. And it's beautiful, and again, it's 152 episodes, which includes also the movies and the special OVAs, and it's a more elongated story about Fist of the North Star, where you find out about more stars and different techniques. You find out about Kenshiro's other brother Toki, and I just think the story was just amazing. The fight between the brothers, it's just amazing. There's now doing some spin-offs as well called DD Fist of the North Star, which is comedy versions of it, which is hilarious. So yeah, man, that's my number one. I love it.
Great number one.
Yeah,
great number one.
Absolutely love it, man.
Yeah, I kind of forgot that one. It was awesome, man.
It's amazing to this day. Anytime I try and look up and see if they make any new Fist of the North Star, even though it's probably that was the first game I platinumed on PlayStation. Fist of the North Star.
Yeah,
like
it was
Kent's
awesome.
Rage, man. Enough said. Right, let's I'm just gonna go through some honorable mentions before we go to a break. I have to mention Samurai Champloo. All right. Now, if anyone's watched Samurai Champloo, it's about these three people. I think it's Mugen, Jin. I can't remember the girl's name. They all kind of coincide with each other on an unexpected day, which they end up helping out each other. Now, Mugen is an absolute boss. He is like a samurai b-boy. It is imagine you have a samurai and you have a guy that does breakdancing, and you mix that together. Samurai b-boy, absolutely crazy. Soundtrack is amazing. Make sure you check that out. Anyone who is into old school anime or manga, Legend of the Overfiend. Mental. Crazy. What the hell? I remember watching this, I'm thinking, what the fuck is this? Why does this dude have 10 dicks? What is going on? Absolutely crazy. It's just nuts, man. And there's like 5 versions of it, like 5 different sequels. It's just crazy, man. It's just nuts. It's too much to explain. You just have to try and watch it. Watch the first half an hour, and then if you decide to carry on watching, then
I'm gonna have to look that up.
On your head, Legend of the Overfiend. Just look. I'm gonna
have to look it up, man.
Just
the guy's got 10 dicks.
Read the plot.
I'm just gonna have to look it up because he's got 10 dicks.
So Ninja Scroll, Jubei.
Awesome.
Yep. What's your thoughts about Ninja Scroll, Gillam?
Special. I think it's one of the few game. Well, it's one of the few film series and film that's made it a success in obviously the series, the film, and And I think as well it made a transition onto which you could only get on the Famicom, which was an RPG, very much Zelda-like. But I'm one of the lucky people to own it.
Oh wow!
On the Retron 5, people. Buy the Retron 5.
Jeez.
Buy the Retron 5.
Gamers, you must know about this.
I am trying to get this through to Belmont. Get rid of that Super Nintendo. It is not needed anymore. You will spend your lifetime trying to build the collection that will cost you an arm and a leg. Buy the Famicom games and the Retron 5. You download the update. You plug the USB in. And you get it all translated in front of you.
Oh, wow.
Retron 5 is God's new machine.
Retron 5, I need to check that out. I want to give some more honorable mentions to Bento. Now, anyone that knows, Bento is a rice dish in Japan, okay? Now, they made an anime called Bento. Bento is about... there's different groups. I don't even know how I come across this, but this guy decides to go into one shop. He wants a bento dish, obviously. He goes to grab a nice flavored bento dish. He gets his ass kicked for touching his bento dish. You're like, wait, what is going on? Why is his guy's ass getting kicked? He wakes up to a whole heap of people fighting over all of these bento dishes. Then you find out there's all these different rules, all these different gangs who trying to fight for the special offer of bentos. There's all these rules like you can't grab the bento unless like the guy who does the special offer stickers, put it on and then goes to the back. Then all hell breaks loose. Everyone fights for the best bento, and it's crazy. It is crazy. Love that. Also, shout out to Tenjou Tenge, another School Rumbles one, and Ikkitousen. Any honorable mentions, quick time?
Only to my boys at Max Wrestling. I know Dazzy wanted to be part of this today, but I think he's working. Ha! On you, son. Ha! That's what you get for doing extra. And my boy Gaz Williams, that's just become a subscriber and a follower to your channel. Nice. They've got their own podcast called Flick Chat. That's on YouTube. Yeah.
All right. Okay. What we're gonna do? We're gonna go to a break. Okay. And we're gonna be back. We're gonna be talking about anime that we're currently watching, if any. And then we're gonna give shout outs to everyone that has messaged in their top fives. I'm just talking a bit about them, and we're gonna talk about whether we're gonna try and look at some new anime that we mentioned today. So okay, guys, don't you miss it. We'll be back in a sec.
There's only one wrestling podcast that gives you honest, uncut opinions and the most unique trivia since WWE did The Weakest Link. And the only place you can hear the show-stealing podcast promo every single week.
Covering WWE, TNA, Ring of Honor, Lucha Underground. Max Wrestling Podcast is the place for you. Join myself, Evan Money Michaela, the Phoenix, and the Butcher. Sundays at 7 p.m. UK time, 2 p.m. Eastern time with your host, Danny Dangerously, on VOC Nation and the Swerve Talk Network.
Go to maxwrestling.wix.com/maxwrestling or follow us at maxwrestlinguk for more details.
Give in to the madness.
And we're back, people. It's the Retro Roundtable Extra episode 19. We're doing anime. We've just done our top 5 anime, done honorable mentions. Now we're going to talk about any anime we're currently watching. So at the moment, I am currently watching an anime called Parasyte. I heard a lot about this, and my missus decided to look it up. She watched the first episode, told me about it, and I was like, yeah, definitely got to get on this. It started off quite weird. It's about a guy who I believe he goes on a oh sorry, that's the wrong anime I'm just about to explain. It's about a guy that he goes to sleep and he thinks there's something wrong with his hand. He feels like something's kind of infiltrated his hand. He feels like it was a dream, and all of a sudden it comes true. He has a parasite that enters his hand and it tries to take over his body. It gets to his arm and he wraps something around it to stop it from going to his brain, which then the parasite gets stuck in his arm. The parasites have to infiltrate a human body to be able to function it and stay alive. Once the body dies, then they die. And it ends up staying in his hand. The parasite's called Migi, and it goes through this time of him trying to adapt to having this parasite and trying to not let people know about it. And as this is going on, there's quite a few instances of other parasites infiltrating other bodies, and basically he's trying to figure out, he's trying to get a good relationship with his parasite, and which is very unique, and find out about all the other parasites and why they're here. Very interesting watch. Very, very good anime if you like that kind of horror, kind of dark fantasy thing. But it's very good. Dave, are you watching anything at the moment?
Not particularly. I think I'm going through old more movies that I haven't seen. I mean, I've just about 3 or 4 weeks ago I purchased 1, 2, and 3 of a film series called Arutisaki Doji, which is basically, you ever see a series called when you were kids called Inhumanoids, which is basically it's a bit of everything. It's got beasts, vampires, and it's obsessed with nudity. It's obsessed with nudity. It's really, really good, to be honest. It's not your, how can I put it? It's not normally something that I would go for, but I've been impressed by it. I mean, I got recommended it by someone else. I mean, the only other thing I have been watching is Dominion Tank Police.
Okay.
Which is absolutely fucking phenomenal. It's comical. It's one of the I think it's one of the oldest series as well. I think the original was released in 1988, and then they rebooted it. I think in I think it only spanned a few series, and then it got rebooted in 1993, and it's still going today, but it has been rebooted a few times. It's just about, it's your typical, how can I explain it? It's almost like it's your organization of almost like it's just you know, what's that series on that police series? It's not long come out, the comedy one. 90. Trying to think now what it's called.
Which one? Sorry.
There's a series not long started on a couple of years. I think it's on its third series. It's an American TV show, and it's a comical one.
What? And so what are they talking about? Like old school?
It's just got the humour of that. It's basically they're a bunch of cops.
What's it called? Oh my god, Brooklyn Nine-Nine or something like that. Yeah.
Yes. It's you know what? It's an animated, for me. It's an animated version of that, because they've got no morals. They don't do anything by the book, and everything just has to be a bigger bang than the last.
Yeah.
You know. They can't go in a back door. They've got to take out the side of the building, type of thing. And then they're always fighting amongst themselves and blaming each other. And you've got, it's just got everything. If you can get hold of it, you've got to get hold of it. It's got the characters in it. The main characters in it are a character called Leona Razaki, another one, Charles Brenton, who is basically, he's like an American working with all Japanese people, and it just doesn't. He's basically the reckless one. And then you've got like your criminal organizations. I think one of the main guys in it is called Buaku, who's basically obsessed with taking over the world with nuclear freaking, you know what I mean? It's you get where it's going. He wants to rob banks. He wants supreme, you know what I mean? He wants to rule everything. And then the only people that can stand in his way of all this are the Dominion Tank Police. The 8 times out of 10 they'll fuck up and he'll get away. You know, but yeah, it's funny. It's got humor.
Dominion Tank Police, people, make sure you check that out if you haven't already. I also have just finished watching Attack on Titans again, which is just fucking amazing. I cannot wait for the new season to come out. But I know a lot of people are reading the manga. Do not watch the live action movie, please. Leave that alone. It will mess up your anime experience. Also,
Titans.
Yeah, mate. Yes, mate. Definitely, please. If you haven't watched it, check it out. Right now, like literally check that out. Also,
I'm doing that right now.
Tokyo Ghoul. Me and my missus found this, right? And this cemented my missus into watching anime. Okay, Tokyo Ghoul. It is great. It is great. Waiting for the next season to come out. Another dark fantasy horror. Yeah, again, check that out, people. Make sure you check that out. I'm also watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Now I don't know if a lot of people have watched this. I know my friend.
I've watched it.
Okay, nice. I know my friend Jolie Nelson has watched this. Because it's one of her top 5. But JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is crazy. It's weird, but it's wicked. I like it. What did you think of it?
I didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
No.
I've just carried on watching it. I'm on JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. I think it's Crusaders. I think I'm on that bit. I'm on the Crusaders, Diamond Crusaders or something. Yeah. It's about Jonathan Joestar and his family legacy and everything, and it's all about it's just like this technique that that he originally found out about, which then goes through his family, this hormone technique. I really liked it. Jolene Nelson, I'll be talking to you a lot more about that now. I know that you've been watching that. Right, let's go into people's top 5s. Let's mention some cats out here. Right, so I'm gonna mention my missus first. She's new to anime, but she's watched a bit. So her top 5 in no particular order is my Neighbor Totoro, Spirited Away, Attack on Titan, Tokyo Ghoul, and Deadman Wonderland. Again, people, make sure you comment on this, please, and spark some conversation about all of these animes, and make sure you try and check them out. If not, just read the plots. Let's go with my friend Charlene Morrison. She went with Guyver, obviously. Have to go with Guyver. You ever seen Guyver, Dave?
Yes, yeah. I think I'm the earlier.
Mm-hmm.
The earlier ones. It's spammed quite a lifetime, isn't it?
Yeah, whatever. You buy a boosted version, which I have on DVD. If anyone wants to borrow that,
it's spammed a lifetime, to be honest with you. The earlier ones that I kind of preferred. Mm-hmm. Not too keen on the newer stuff, and stay away from the feature-length film because it's a bag of shit.
Yeah. She also says 7 Deadly Sins, which I will be trying to look up. Gundam Wing, Naruto.
Oh yes.
Yeah, Naruto and Bleach. Also, let's go with my friend Anton Williams, my boy. He goes with Akira, Naruto, Bleach, Gundam Wing, and Art Online. I've heard a lot about Art Online, so I know more than one person has mentioned this, so I definitely will be checking this out. Right, who else we got? We got my boy Duppy. Joe Secret, you know who you are. He's got Attack on Titan, Full Metal Alchemist, forgot about that. Great anime, make sure you check that out. It's 2 brothers, alchemy, when alchemy goes wrong, basically. When alchemy goes wrong, people. Also, Vampire D Hunter, this is the second time I've heard about this.
Yes.
So I'll be checking that one out. Guyver.
You never seen it, kid?
Nah.
Oh, mate. Make sure you watch the earlier one first. Don't go for. I think it was you're looking more.
I'll start from the beginning. I always start from
1985, mate. 1985 original.
All right, I'll make sure I check that out. And he also said Fist of the North Star. Moisin Una. Again, one guy that I've known for a while, since he was a young boy. He comes with One Piece, Death Note. Now, Death Note is an amazing anime. Have you seen Death Note?
No.
Dude, write that down. Check that. That's your kind of shit. It's very,
Definitely.
yeah, it's very, it's got that kind of thriller, investigative kind of thing. Basically, Death Note is about, it's a book that this guy finds, and the book, anyone's name that's written in the book basically dies. There's a load of rules to it, but
That sounds like a horror film.
It's really good, and he's got a guy called L who's an investigator who's trying to investigate who's got the book. And it's great. It's one of the best animes ever. You need to watch that.
I'm just looking now. I'm just looking at it now.
It got a very, very high rating on IMDb, and so make sure you check that out. He also says Full Metal Alchemist, Steins Gate, which again I've heard a lot about, so I will check that out. And he said a new one which is called Erased. The Japanese name is Boku Dake ga Ane Machi. So make sure you check that out. Hopefully I pronounced that right. You know, I speak a little bit of, I'm a little bit bilingual out here. Who else we got? Let's go through the list. We have Jason Clarkson. He got no particular order. He says Dragon Ball Z, Attack on Titan, Naruto, Sword Art Online, and Fairy Tail. Fairy Tail is a long anime, but it is great as well. We've got Tim Vicious, the one Tim Vicious. He says Ronin Warriors. He says Samurai Pizza Cats. He also says Sailor Moon. He says in brackets, don't judge me. I know Charlie Morrison likes Sailor Moon, so she won't judge you. And Dragon Ball and Akira. Who else we got? We also got my friend Jolie Nelson. She says Psychopaths, which I have just actually checked out, which again has a high rating, so I will check that out. Code Geass, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Samurai Champloo, and Princess Mononoke. Have we got any others? Let's have a quick look. No, I believe that is it. So yeah, thank you to all of you for sending in your top fives. But again, spark some conversation. I hope this does. And that is the end of the podcast. That is the end of the Retro Roundtable Extra episode 9. Make sure you check out episode 18 where we talked about old school 80s and 90s films, which one David Gillam was on. So check that out. Also, this will be up to download later, so make sure again guys, you will share this and like it, comment as well. Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast will be on tomorrow. Again, we will have debutants Jayum and Andrew from Shoots and Ladders podcast. So make sure you check that out. We'll be talking always about Raw and NXT. Also, make sure you check out the Sunday Segue TV on OneWrestling.com, episode 9. Again, with myself, Fame Black, and one Tom Brady, talking about the road to Invasion Attack. So make sure you check that out, people. WrestleMania season is upon us, so make sure you stay tuned with us to give you all the updates on that. And yeah, just make sure you check us out next month. We'll be returning to wrestling in April. Returning to wrestling. We'll be turning to WWF 1994. We'll be at King of the Ring 94, where we will have Carwin, Reese, and one That Roxy Girl on. So make sure you check that out. Okay, and don't you miss it. Make sure David Gillam, let the people know where they can find you on the Twitter.
You can get me at Butcher69.
There you go. You can get me at Kinny Killa. You've been listening to Sunday Segue Presents Retro Roundtable. Make sure you check out all the other episodes, guys, so don't you miss it, brother.